Picture this. You've sailed the Great Sea, you've defeated Ganon, and you've saved Hyrule once more. I think it's high time you kick your feet back and you crack open a cold one. But now you're faced with a pressing question. Where? This world's got everything. Cliffs, boats, volcanoes, islands, post office. How on earth are you meant to pick one spot? Well, that's where me and the boys come in. We're going to sail through every single island in the game, and then we're going to whack them on a tier list. We'll be scoring them on metrics such as the scenes, the locals, the access, and what drinks they might have to offer. And whilst we're sailing, we'll tell you our best stories.
The last time I had a blue moon, I got into a fight in a Belgian bar.
Another consideration is drinking buddies. Who's going to be the best to sink a few pints with? So don't pack up the sail just yet. Please join us on our adventure to answer the age-old question, where is the best spot for a beer in the Windwaker? Alright then, on the way to our first island, what are you guys drinking? Because I got myself a Hylian brew. Today helping me record, I've got James and I've got Lorenzo. So from Northern England to South America, we've got a variety of opinions. And first is Horseshoe Island, which isn't a great start. Do you reckon these are the locals?
I know one thing, he needs to work on his tan.
I mean, we're not off to a great start.
No, we're not.
Can you really drink here?
You've got the ops outside.
Yeah, let's leave op block. First of many, but it's not impressed me. Outset Island, however, is where we really get going. If you fancy a peaceful island beer, look no further. Bury your bottles in the sand and kick back for hours. Life's good.
Is Link a child or is he just a short king?
I think he's 12. That actually looks like Lorenzo.
It actually does.
Real.
Would you call this a beer
Whoa.
on the rocks?
Hear me out on this. You're with your boys. You have like a 6-pack of beer each. You're sat there looking out on the sea. Yeah. Just sat there like shooting the couple of ciggies in hand, couple of like or like cheeky little lip pillows.
Problem is, that's your nan's house.
Oh well, this is the problem: is the fact that your nan will you for drinking.
Is up here better than over there?
Yeah, I would say so, because you've got like the nice little shade. You can have a chill out by the tree. There's no locals here doing your head in.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hold on. Could be
What the
the
fuck?
fairy beer.
Yeah, but there's no bar near.
No, Lorenzo's actually right. You think I'm going all the way back down? Where are you gonna have a...
In the fountain.
Okay. You gotta deal with the
You
fat
got
locals with spears.
You've got the bouncers outside.
Get your sunnies on. This is where you want to be.
Oh, I've just spilt lager down my shirt. Now you might be thinking, what about a ship beer? Now, hear me out on this. The problem is the fact that when you have a beer on board a ship, the effects of alcohol are pretty much double.
There's also piss all to do out here. You could talk to your boat.
Mate, imagine that being 6 beers deep and your boat starts talking to you. I think that would make me vomit immediately.
Nice.
Hear me out though. Fucking cheeky little beach beer.
Beach beer with the crabs? What about dungeon beer?
Well, what? Yeah, mystical ruins.
What is
beer.
this obsession with drinking beer inside dark and damp places?
We're British.
Yeah.
True.
Catacombs beer?
Mate, more dark and damp places for beer,
I
please.
could go for a catacombs beer.
Beer with the dead boys?
What do you reckon the hinge options are like round here? You matched with.
You
evil
matched with
bouncer.
orange slime. Mate, this is like that horrible slippy moss. That's interesting.
What?
Not sure I'm fancying a puzzle 12 beers deep. All of the reefs are going to the bottom tier. You are an unwelcome visitor at any of these locations. Do not visit. Mate, it's just a chill guy. After this, I hit a bunch of nothing islands. Just some rocks where the birds are trying to get a bit of Larry, getting blown up by pirates. And there's generally a bit of greenery with a tree or two and a hole. I was starting to lose faith, but then I remembered something really important. I had to restock on beers, so I thought, why not see my boy Beetle? Turns out he does Red Stripe. Who would have thought? And Red Stripe, I'm here for the sponsor when you're ready.
What?
Oh, no. Forest Haven's pretty tricky to get into, but when you do, You can't tell me you're not cracking one open with the big tree. The Deku tree is like one of those old heads at the pub that's got like 50 million stories to tell you. Equally a bit of a nitty, but still wise. And then I got the ultimate surprise. Nah, they've got the on-site brewery.
Jump in the brewery. What do you think they're brewing?
Like Carling tops. I'm really getting a lot of mileage off of slowing down these tracks. Regardless, this is a good spot. Get your sunnies on, man. Best British weather. What do you feel about a snowy beer?
Well, I think for like you and me, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, this is local territory.
But for Renhead, maybe not.
Yeah, but I like the cold. Yo.
Do you?
This would be like a pretty nice place for me to have a beer, I think.
This is a Lorenzo beer. This one's nice, but don't forget your North Face. However, it suffers from the same problem that a lot of them do. I'm not trying to navigate this dungeon. Health and safety will be all over this. So I've got to dock points. But it's a pleasant location.
What are you sexually attracted to that you won't tell us?
Don't get me wrong, I don't mind a bit of hairy every now and again, but fucking... Holy.
A few more islands come and go with nothing really to note. Maybe you could do like a nice fairy bar crawl. There's plenty more left to come though, some real big hitters. And if you like what you see, please subscribe because there's plenty more on the way. Sometimes you get to these holy places. I wouldn't dare have a drink in here. It's the equivalent of lighting up a blunt in the church pews. Gotta treat these places with respect. Respect was not found here, however. Some of these islands are just straight up death traps. But peace was finally in sight. Time for an island that could take the top step. Is it really raining?
You need to record this when it's not raining.
Real.
Okay,
Wait.
It's clear enough.
Wait.
Okay, now it's a little bit clean. Mate, the fact that the
Okay.
clouds actually move is actually insane. But like, how don't they do this like in like games made now? I don't get it. Yeah, but also the fact that the rain cloud was there, and then the rain cloud is gone, so the rain stops. Like, hello.
This is the final boss of relaxation. Link's got his towel on his chair, and he's got his margarita in hand. It's ready for him before he even gets there. Top tier management. And I love getting in the tub. And what island stay isn't a complete retreat without raiding your very own underfloor dungeon? Every first class resort has a room where you can plunder your own goods. And then, just take it all in. I want to be with this guy. Them birds look pretty leery. Oh, this could be good. It wasn't. I have this feeling that Great Fish Isle is like one of those spots that all the old guys talk about that they went to back in the day. You know your granddad sunk a few brews there. There's a surprising amount of stag do event islands. Come up the ladder and speak to the Cannon Man. Lad's on tour on the Great Sea and then you get this guy. Charges you like a tenner to blow up some barrels. You'll see them offering this on the coast of Benidorm before you know it.
Imagine if we could load James into the cannon and blast him out. What sound do you think he'd make as he goes blasting out of the cannon?
He'd be flying through the air like, Cannon Gaming.
I'm cannoning it.
I've got to lock in for this last one. It's got to be 45, right?
Good luck.
Let's go. Let's go. Woo!
Wait, hold on. Do the trees have faces? Huh?
Holy shit. Come on, it's got to be this guy.
Already I'm hooked.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They've even got James.
That guy is James. This guy.
This guy.
I was talking about the other guy, but actually... Yeah, it actually is just James.
Let me show you what's
No,
great.
wait, is this the bar?
No, this is the bomb shop.
Okay, alright. Mate, you've got beer and the bomb shop.
Beer and
Real.
bombs, holy f. Doesn't that look like a trustworthy man? This town's got it all, man. Imagine a crispy cold Corona on the beach. Waddle into the town, do a bit of auctioneering, catch up with the locals. It's perfect. Right, now are you ready for the actual bar?
Yes. Okay. This is a back alley bar, mate. This guy's like staying up late making brew for the boys. Look at the way that the glass glistens. You know that's the real deal. Can't help but notice his laboratory behind him.
Oh, this is the island full of people. We gotta find the best person to have a beer with.
So far, I'm really liking the very first guy that looked like James. But maybe that's because he looks like James.
Real. What about the local Wicked Hot Slash?
I don't know if that's either wicked nor hot.
Real.
I kind of like it. But I feel like he's hiding something. Why is he wearing like a jacket when it's like sunny?
I like this spot a lot.
This is a pretty good spot. This is like the deep, like when you're having those deep conversations with the boys.
Toes in the water type, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
What's she saying? Oh. Wait, this guy dresses like you do.
Yeah, I definitely have to wear a belt and overalls. Yep,
I
this is
like that
James.
the belt was the concerning part. You know, when I was a kid, I thought this was like a boring spot, but now, like...
Now it's clean.
Now I'm an avid coffee drinker, I'm like, holy... Upon reflection, I think you need to be considerate here. This is a family island. Look at all the kids. You've got to be a successful role model. Don't get too Larry on the streets. This is a nice town. Take yourself down to the coast when it's nice and quiet, and sink a little brew. Because a place like this is just about as peaceful as it gets. Dragon Roost Island, on the other hand, is a bit different. It's got that kind of crazy scenery, you know? And I imagine if you know this game, you probably expect me to sing its praises. But I've got some problems. First of all, everyone is too serious here. Have a look around this island, you will not find a single smile. I don't need people to be grinning at me, but come on. I would, however, grab a drink with this guy. He's got his shirt off at work, that's pretty rogue. I tried to chat to this guy and he just flew off. Rude. But what it lacks in people, it makes up for in scenes. Just don't go too far off the beaten path and end up in the dungeon. This ain't it. If you're familiar with Windwaker, please let me know if there's any good spots in the dungeons, because everything seems a little bit too dangerous for my liking. And I know that kinda goes hand in hand with being a dungeon, but maybe I've missed something obvious. Overall, the island itself's really nice, but it's just missing that vibe, you know? Mother and Child Owls is a low-key banger. If you can get past the struggle of finding the front door, you'll be in for a chill time. No one to disturb you, and a nice little glow. Here's where they stand on the list. Nothing quite matches Drop Anchor, but a few of them are pretty good. Now if you head up the ladder on Tingle Isle, you'll find some chaps who look like they're on a stag do, but they've been forced into labour camp. Still wearing their outfit from the night before. You hate to see it. And that landed at the bottom for me. I'd love to know how this guy gets to these places, but I think it's decided. This guy has to have the best stories, and he's the best drinking buddy on the game. I would have loved to have given Forsaken Fortress a bit of a higher score. I thought it could go up to Ganon's quarters, but it's been blocked off once you defeat him. Would have been the perfect little nest to set up some speakers. The best I could manage was flying over to this little mast, but then I spotted something very, very important. What about Hyrule? This is no place to have a beer. I almost forgot why I was making this video. The soundtrack and the atmosphere made me forget all of that. I don't know quite what happened, but when I got here, my mood just completely changed. Maybe I was sobering up, or maybe this place sobered me up. Being in Hyrule in this game just feels divine. I wouldn't dream of smashing a red stripe. I don't want to talk about this topic whilst I'm here. This place has got history. I can't make a mockery in such an important place. I pulled the Master Sword here. Maybe let this be a lesson. There are some places that are just out of bounds. Inside Hyrule Castle is one of those places, but outside the castle, I love the bright colours, I love the peaceful sound of the portal. Maybe, just maybe, after you finished your quest, you could sit outside of here and have a very well-deserved drink. That too dramatic? After that long adventure, I came to an unforeseen conclusion. Maybe the best place to have a beer is nowhere, and maybe you should just have a soup with your nan. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know that's probably not the resolution you looked for, but it's the one that came to me. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for coming to the Bag Lounge. This might be a bit cheeky for my second main video, but if you'd like to support me and see more of these types of videos, please consider being a channel member. Tier 2 and upward will sit at the bar with a drink of their choice, and a custom colour kabak. You're worth more than a wall of text. Pop in.